A startling sight for people on the Lee Summit Highway this afternoon. A pilot was forced to make an emergency landing after an engine failed in his plane. On the left, you're looking at video from Nate Frazier of the plane actually landing on I-470. And News Chopper 9 gave us the only viewpoint from the sky. Nobody was hurt, but it did block traffic for hours. Good evening, I'm Laura Moritz. The plane went down in the eastbound lanes just past Douglas Street. The pilot was trying to make it just a few miles further to Lee Summit Airport, and that's where KMBC 9's Brian Johnson is standing by live. And Brian, you spoke with someone who saw this whole thing happen.
Yeah, and will be an experience that they never forget. In the airport's entire history, think of this, an plane has been forced to land on the interstate nearby only 3 times in the airport's entire history. Now, late tonight, we saw the plane outside the hangar out here, and after that engine failure, only the left engine is still working. From the Douglas Street Bridge, Mary and Galen Coop saw the plane coming down.
And I go, oh my gosh, that plane's low.
She says she could hear the engine was off and it might not make it to the airport.
At first it looked like he was lining up with the median strip to make a crash landing in the middle. And I think, well, he looked over, sees he's going about the same speed as the traffic, and the traffic had an opening.
He could have hit a car. He could have hit the ground and exploded. I mean, it was wild. It happened so quickly.
Incredibly, the plane landed safely in between traffic. No people hurt, no cars hit, and the plane stopped before hitting the overpass bridge.
I can't imagine what was going through his mind, so it's crazy.
The only scratch came when the plane grazed a DOT sign.
Anytime you're landing any kind of aircraft on a major interstate and you can come out with 0 injuries and no real collateral damage, that's just short of a miracle, right?
While traffic was interrupted, people gathered to see it in person.
Just got home from work and noticed the road blocked off, and then I looked up the street and saw the plane in the middle of the highway, and since then it's grown into quite the spectacle. So
in the end, a pickup truck sent from the airport pulled the plane back to the hangar.
But that pilot, to me, I thought, we watched him and he really took that down and did a great job. I think they got it.
In Lee Summit, Brian Johnson, KMBC 9 News.
It is just amazing, isn't it? And nobody was hurt. We looked into the plane's registration. According to the FAA, Cyrus Hund from Kansas City, Missouri owns the plane. He bought it last year. We don't know if he was the pilot during today's incident. We reached out to him but did not immediately hear back.
The plane is at 470 in Colburn. PD wants you to shut the highway down back at 50, 470 eastbound at 50.
And that's a recording of the emergency dispatch responding to 911 calls of the plane on the interstate. The FAA is now investigating. And News Chopper 9 had the only view from the sky moments after this emergency landing happened. Here's News Chopper 9's Johnny Rollins.
Well, the plan for this pilot of this 1956 twin Bonanza was to end up at Lee Summit Airport this afternoon, but not necessarily on a utility road on the northeast corner of the airport after being towed down 470, exiting at Strother Road and towed over to the airport. This after on short final approach to runway 36 headed northbound. Engine problem forced the pilot to make a hard right turn and land eastbound on 470 just before the Colburn Road Bridge, and absolutely no damage to the aircraft whatsoever. No vehicles were hit on 470, nor were there any injuries anywhere. So great news in that regard. Could have been a horrible outcome with this. Still unknown exactly what the problem was with the airplane, although reported to be engine trouble. And right now, a happy ending to this one, although not ending up where the pilot intended for his airplane to be at all this afternoon. Johnny Rollins, News Chopper 9, back to you in the studio.
Now take a look at this. This is how you get a plane off the highway. The Missouri State Highway Patrol shared these photos of crews and troopers towing the plane away. Again, we can't stress this enough. No one was hurt. If you want another look at this up-close video of that emergency landing, I've shared it on my KMBC 9 Facebook page.